Alright, time for that Krrsantan River's name is Kit Reveal. One thing I was thinking about before I even started recording this was they call him Darkseid and Tank Bounty Hunter, blah blah blah, but the Darkseid, I don't agree with that. I mean, first off, look how he was in Book of Boba. Yeah, maybe he was attacking Boba at first, but he ended up coming around and helping him. Now, in that movie as well, what is Boba, that show, what does Boba count as? Would he be considered the light side, but then he's supposed to be dark side? And it's a weird, complicated mess. I think what they should do for bounty hunters is just give them the neutral tag. They have the dang neutral tag, they've just never implemented it for anybody yet. But I think neutral would be perfect, because that's basically what they are. They're not out to be a good guy or out to be a bad guy. They're out for themselves and wherever the money goes. I mean, look at Han. Han is considered a light side character because he ended up teaming up with Luke and old Ben, who ended up being part of the rebels and all that, and then rebels were seen as being the good guys in comparison to the Empire. But at the end of the day, prior to hooking up with them, he did a job for Jabba the Hutt, which means if Greedo counts as dark side, then Han would have been dark side. We only count him as light side because we see him hanging out with the Resistance and with the Rebels, but that's not who he is. He's just out for himself. That's what bounty hunters are. I mean, I feel like all the bounty hunters in this game that are given the dark side tag, a lot of them are from Empire Strikes Back. You got IG-88 was in there, Bosk was in there, Boba was in there. And why are they called Darkseid? Because they were working with the Empire. If all those guys were instead had a scene where they were lining up with Mon Mothma, then they would have been considered light side. So I just think the bounty hunters need to be neutral. They're not light or dark. They just go where the money tells them to go, basically. Anyways, carrying on. I mean, because even Mando's seen as a light side bounty hunter, but why? I mean, he doesn't really do anything that's bad or good, but I mean, he's just a bounty hunter. He started out doing a job, and the job was to get Grogu. Then he got Grogu and kind of liked him, so then he started protecting him. So what, that makes him light side? But nothing fundamentally, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's just, they need to just be neutral. They're not light or dark, they're just neutral. Same as scoundrels, kind of. Just scoundrels in general. If you can have the scoundrel tag, you should also have a neutral tag, because that's all you really are. It's like on my Twitter bio, I call myself... Actually, I don't know if I put it in my Twitter bio, but I always self-proclaim that if Star Wars was real and Force powers were real and I was Force-sensitive, I'd be a Force-sensitive scoundrel. I wouldn't be a Jedi and I wouldn't be a Sith. I'd be out to do whatever was good in the moment. So if somebody was, I don't know, gonna get hurt, like... I don't know, let's just say some weird extreme example, like somebody was parachuting and I noticed their parachute failed and they were going to fall and die, then I could use the Force to save them. But then at the same time, say somebody was being a dickhole to me, like say I'm driving and someone's tailgating me and it's annoying, well then maybe I'd use the Force to blow their tires out. Well, that would be seen as a dark side thing. But that doesn't make me light side or dark side, I'm just doing what I think is, best in the moment. Anyways, let's get it. Infamous bounty hunter Tank with an intimidating presence and unstoppable raw strength. Knuckle Duster, we saw that a lot. His cool electrified things. His cool electrified, not things, what do you call them? Brass knuckles. Final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict potency down for 2 turns, with a 10% chance to inflict shock for 2 turns. If all allies were Hutt Cartel at the start of battle, and Krrsantan is taunting, inflict evasion down and shock on target enemy for 2 turns. I mean, I almost feel like putting him with Hutt Cartels would only make sense anyways, why wouldn't you? Special 1, Ferocious Fusillade. Whips out his big-ass gun with Sienna Django and Fennec just kind of standing there. Final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy. Gain defense up and taunt for 2 turns and recover 10% health and protection. If the ally in the leader slot is Hutt Cartel, gain protection up 50% for 2 turns and recover 5% health and protection for each other Hutt Cartel ally. So that doesn't include him, so the best you could do is 20% recovery. I mean, that's still not bad, but... Although you're taunting, so now you're gonna just get that depleted quickly because everyone's gonna be going after you. Special 2, Dismember, cooldown 8. This better be a good move if it's a cooldown 8. I mean, Annihilate is like a cooldown 8, and that's a good move, so... Kind of just cracks you in the head, cracks your body, and then like taunts you, and then jumps back. Final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict disarm for 2 turns, or until Krrsantan is defeated and remove it from all other enemies. This debuff can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted, and it starts on cooldown. Okay. If all allies were Hutt Cartel at the start of battle, increase target enemies' cooldowns by 1, which can't be resisted. If Krrsantan is taunting, inflict ability block for 2 turns, and Krrsantan gains 50% max health. Stacking max 100%. I'm reading this, but like I'm not even paying attention. It's just words, and I'm like, what does this actually do? Disarm instead lasts until the end of encounter, or until Krrsantan is defeated. Disarm, minus 50% critical damage and offense. Doesn't stack with critical damage down or offense down. Whenever this character uses a basic ability, they gain damage over time for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. Oh, so that's only disarms 1 at a time. When I read this in the developer's insights, I thought everybody had damage over times applied when they used a basic, but it sounds like you have to have disarm on you, so maybe it's not so severe. Leader, Formidable Ferocity. Final text, scoundrels have plus 30% health steal, max health, and max protection. Whenever a Hutt Cartel ally is critically hit, they gain 5% offense stacking for 2 turns. When Krrsantan is in the leader slot and not in the ally slot, I'd hope so. That's the whole point of his leader ability. What the heck? The following contract is active. Contract. Defeat the enemy leader. Only scoundrel allies can contribute to the contract. Reward. All bounty hunter allies have their payouts activated, and all bounty hunter or scoundrel allies gain 25% health steal and max health. Okay. Champion of the Fighting Pits, Zeta and Omicron. Final text. At the start of battle, Krrsantan gains 30% defense and max health. Whenever Krrsantan loses taunt, he recovers 10% health and protection. If all allies were Hutt Cartel at the start of battle, at the start of each encounter, Krrsantan taunts and gains speed up for 2 turns. Whenever he loses taunt, he gains it for 1 turn if the ally in the leader slot has more than 50% protection. The first time he's defeated, he revives with 60% health and recovers 60% protection at the end of the ally in the leader slot's turn. What if he's the leader? Does this still work then? I mean, because if he's dead, he can't take a turn, but does he still come back anyways, or... Dismember no longer starts on cooldown, and its cooldown is reset at the start of each encounter. While in Grand Arenas, at the start of battle, Krrsantan gains 40% max protection. While he's active, all enemies have minus 30% potency. If all allies were Hutt Cartel at the start of battle, Krrsantan is immune to ability block and cooldown increase. And the first time the ally in the leader slot, excluding himself, falls below 50% health, Krrsantan taunts for 2 turns, and the ally in the leader slot recovers 50% protection. That is such a crappy Omicron, seriously. That sounds like it's just part of the Zeta. That's so boring. Unique. Krrsantan's payout. Final text. Whenever Krrsantan receives rewards from a contract, he also gains the following payout. Payout. Krrsantan gains 50% critical avoidance until the end of battle. Oh, that's the dumbest one for like mods. I always just sell those because they're worthless. I don't care about that. He taunts for 2 turns and recovers 40% health and protection. If the ally in the leader slot is a Galactic Legend and Hutt Cartel, aka Sloth Boy, Jabba, Krrsantan also gains damage immunity for 2 turns and 30% tenacity until the end of the battle. Okay, damage immunity is cool, but what's the point of tenacity? If you're not taking damage, I mean, I guess you could still get, like, Vader to do Force Crush on you, but you can't take damage, so what's it even matter? Normal size Danny, hot diggity. Oh, good stuff. I approve this message. Best SOG in memory. What? How is Greedo not in the Hutt Cartel? He literally tried to make Han Solo get Jabba his credits in the beginning of New Hope. The dev mentions the full list of tags, which includes Greedo, Boba Fett, Embo, Cad Bane, Greedo, Gamorrean Guard, Mob Enforcer. Will there be any existing characters getting the Hutt Cartel tag? Yes, these characters will be getting blah, 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 blah. What, dude? BH, yes, finally. Also, what's that 10% shock chance on the basic? BH, that means bounty hunter? If all allies are Hutt Cartel at the start of battle, and Krrsantan is taunting, inflict evasion down and shock and target enemy for 2 turns because he gets a better chance if taunting and with all cartel. Does this mean Mama Forcer will finally be useful? Probably not, but still. It was edited. Edit. Let me rephrase that. It didn't include Greedo in the road ahead at first. That's where I was looking. I find this interesting. I might be wrong, but if this is the first bounty hunter with schedule requirements for payout, I hope we see more of this. This could have all sorts of possibilities for potential teams. I think Jabba's payout may also be like this. No, somebody else has scoundrels, I thought. So I'm pretty sure. Fennec and Boba, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it was the recentest ones. But I was like, I don't know if I'm right. I don't want to say it. But apparently so, because this person says that Fennec and Boba's Scion of Django. Disarm. Nice one. It takes a whole new meaning, whole new literal meaning in case of Wookiees. So disarm for 2 turns or till the end of encounter. Quite a handy Wookiee we have. Hope with him around, matches against Jabba won't go out of hand. What? It's both. If all allies are Hutt Cartel at the start of battle, to the end of counter. If not, all allies are Hutt Cartel. Well, then it lasts 2 turns. Great, definitely wanted. If the ally in the leader slot is a galactic legend and Hutt Cartel. Yeah, I know, that's very specific. That was obviously before I read the other stuff where they came right out and said there's a Jabba GL. Anyways, yeah, I can't reveal for this boy. I did not pay attention to this at all. I don't know why, I just didn't, so I don't know if he's good sounding or not. But yeah, there it is. Maybe you paid attention, where I didn't. I hope he's good. He's pretty dang strong in the show, so they better do him justice here. Anyways, that's all I got, so until next time, I said see ya.